Hello guys, today we're doing a Ciudad de hidalgo Michocan number 2 stream, so we're gonna have a lot of fun. We're tracking the storm, then we have severe weather, and then that's it. Let's get started. Let's get started.
¿Listos? Dale, papi, se llama la fe y la cantamos esta noche. Edición especial para ustedes. Dice.
Hola. I guess you should have renewed Johnson. Oh my god.
Pilot Bill had a wind gust of what was that?
Oh my god. So,
Yeah, that's great news because up in Autumn right now, there's 3 reported at Highway 121 and US 18, Highway 17. They have Dodge City just south of Autumn. They have 80-mile-an-hour winds confirmed, trees down, power outages. That's Bannock County. That's when we still have the tornado warning until 10:30. So that's what's shifting to the south right now. Now this tornado warned storm, it's moving over toward Copeland, it's moving over toward Delta County, also over toward Hopkins County. This is not moving toward the Metroplex, but as we head back to the Metroplex, if you live in Bannock County and you live in Ladonia, for example, you need to be in your safe room right now because this tornado warned storm has done damage at Bonham at the airport just north of town, just south of town in Dodge City. You have 80-mile-an-hour winds and damage that has taken place there. We did think we saw a bit of debris earlier as we were analyzing the radar data. So I don't want you to take that too lightly if you're up in this eastern side of Bannock County. Let's put another track, and I'm putting a lot of tracks on these storms just because they are moving so quickly, and I want to make sure you have the latest of the latest right now. And storm sirens are being sounded all across the Dallas-Fort Worth area at this point, and they're being sounded. Remember the storm sirens. They're triggered for wind, hail, and also tornadoes. Not just tornadoes, but also for wind and hail. And we have 70 to 80 mile an hour, potentially 70 to 80 mile an hour winds as the storm rolls through Dallas-Fort Worth. We've had that already. It's been confirmed. Right now, the confirmation that we have in the heart of the Metroplex is some 60 to 70 mile an hour winds. So that's strong enough. That's bad enough. Don't take this too lightly. Here we are, Plano at 1020. Coppell 1024, Southlake 1027, DFW 1029. I'm looking at my DFW camera over here, and it's not showing anything of significance right now. Love Field is not either. Greenville 1031, Irving 1035, Dallas itself. I'm looking at all the Dallas cameras. That time is 1040. The streets at 1043. It's really just the UNT, our camera up there, University of North Texas up in Denton. That's really the only one right now. Sulphur Springs 1045, Bulk Springs 1047, Hutchins 1052, Terrell Carroll, 10:54, Lancaster 10:57, Post Oak Bend City 10:59, and then Kaufman at 11:02. That's the latest with this line of storms as it shifts off to the southeast. Teresa Woodard is in the studio with us. Teresa, are you getting any reports of any damage? I know Cassie's been keeping an eye on encore outages right now. What are you hearing from emergency managers across the area?
Yeah, as of yet, Pete, we don't have any reports of any damage. I know you just mentioned that in the bottom area there are reports of potentially some debris. So that's one thing we're going to be checking on up in the newsroom. You mentioned power outages as well, and I just wanted to bring everybody up to speed on sort of what I've been doing. As we take a live look at what's happening in McKinney, this is at 380 and US 75 in McKinney. You can see a lot of lightning, you can see clearly a lot of rain falling. And I think if you really squint, you may see off in the distance some trees that are blowing pretty hard as well. So keep that live shot up while I talk you through what I have been watching. So there is a website that I keep an eye on that tracks power outages all across the state, Pete. And for the last few hours, you can see one by one counties start lighting up with more and more power outages. It really started sort of in the southern part of the panhandle and has been sweeping across those Red River counties. And so now we are seeing counties, smaller counties that do have maybe 50% of their residents without power tonight. And that's sort of like in that panhandle area. I know you mentioned that there are power outages in Grayson County, Fannin County. So we are tracking those as well, keeping our eye really on that. But as of right now, good news, we don't have reports of severe damage yet. And I stress yet because we all know that this is just now starting to come into the heavily populated areas of Collin County, Denton County, and eventually, of course, it will stretch down into Dallas and Tarrant counties as well. Yeah, you can really see the intense rain here from this live camera that we have. I believe this is where Morgan Young is. She and our photographer Giovanni Garcia out tracking this for us tonight, and you could see Morgan inside the vehicle. Earlier, they were talking about how they had been in touch with Cassie, and Cassie has suggested, stay put, don't drive in this thing, don't try to get around it, just stay where you are. And this is what they are seeing as it blows through right now. So again, we're going to continue to work on our end, any of our contacts with emergency management crews throughout the region. We'll talk to people up in the Red River counties all the way down into the Metroplex and south as well if called for tonight. But again, we're watching definitely some power outages across the region.
Within that, like Jesse mentioned at his house, when the leading edge rolled through his neighborhood in Frisco, wasn't a whole lot. It was blowing the swing around. He said just a little bit, but not much at all. I just looked at a camera here at my house, and the leading edge here in southwestern Collin County, the leading edge in my part of Plano right now was fairly insignificant, and it's rolling through right now. It's right on the leading edge. A lot of lightning, a lot of heavy rain is falling there at this point, but hopefully if you're in one And we just right now we just don't know where it's going to. We know where it's happening at this moment, but we don't know where it's going to be in 15 or 30 minutes. So that's why there's a big warning here for all of these locations. You can see this big bow. Is it just comes out? There's our Jesse Elephant right now. I mean, it's just weird. Runs from Saginaw, right through the big airport. You put up that DFW tower, and I don't know if you have the wings are right now. I know we have that. That's the den camera. I'm going to let you just a second. So there's really no wind to speak of. This camera, here's our DFW camera. I'm assuming everything's set. It's a great day. We've got a spectacular crowd. NASCAR on time. Ready for the magic finish. Front row. Briscoe and Bush. Let's put the green flag in the air and it's exquisite. I could never. It's fast out. Walmart Express delivery.
Acá, vaya está tronando, man. Va.
A little bit of contact.
Va.
The right front fender. Hard turn sideways. Just slipped in the air. That is, quite honestly, that's just unacceptable.
Checa, man. Puedes checarlo, man. Manda.
north of Gordon right there. Gordon's near there, I know. And Gordon's been getting, it seems like they've been having strong storms recently, yes. So just north of Gordon, these storms are moving east, out north of there is where we have the stronger wind, where we're talking 60, 65-mile-an-hour winds. And I'm looking at what the weather service is saying now, and they're saying they're going to drop the new for Palo Pinto, which will contain 65-mile-an-hour winds. So there you go.
And let's go back. Let's go into the Metroplex right now, just so folks can see that. And this is the storm. Well, yeah, you can keep it on the reflectivity. And as we watch this line of storms roll through, Denton County, you are no longer in a warning. Let's zoom out just a little bit, Jason, if we can. I need a little perspective. Thanks. Yeah, Denton County, you're not in the clear, but you're not under a warning right now. A lot of lightning. Can you turn the lightning indicator on? Man, that is a lot of lightning right now. And I talked to my wife just a moment ago, and she said the winds in southwest Collin County and Plano, West Plano, she said we had a little bit of wind. She said, I guess it was, maybe 20 miles an hour. It wasn't much. But she said the lightning is just crazy, and the rain is really, really coming down. So that's what's happening there. Which is great news. We don't want any lightning strikes. We certainly don't want any fires. But and we're getting a report right now in Richardson at fire station number 6 at Breckenridge Park. They have winds of 40. So these winds are really starting to come down. And all of the model data had the winds really dropping once it rolled through the Metroplex. Now, I guess maybe wishful thinking on my part. There was no data to back this up, but it was wishful thinking on my part that it would fall apart and it would weaken before it hit the Metroplex. Right now, it looks like it is weakening. The model data didn't suggest this, but I mean, this is some good news. The bad news is we still have a bunch of severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect. Let's head back up to Denton, where we just saw a lot of lightning on the radar here just a moment ago. That's where Richard Solomon is, hanging out at Buc-ee's in Denton. If we can go back there, I think this must be, I don't know if Channel 8 is paying to rent up there or not. But Richard, give me an update. This seems to be where all the Channel 8 reporters and photographers go. I know it's a safe place, but give me an update on what you're seeing there. The wind, not much. The rain has really stopped, huh?
Yeah, Pete, it actually slowed down for us about literally a couple minutes before you just tossed to us. I mean, we felt that gust of wind move through here. It intensified for a quick second, but now it's starting to slow down, if you will. You can still see all that lightning out there. I mean, that lighting is just constant. Now, one of the more impressive things we saw when you're talking about just wind speeds, again, like you said, Pete, not every single area is going to see 80-mile-per-hour winds, but we did actually see a car get pushed all the way into a car back there. So that's just giving you a little example of what we're seeing out here. I can hear thunder above me right now, but I mean, for the most part, it's just slightly rain, lightning, and thunder for what we're hearing out here so far. So, of course, we're going to stay out here and monitor this as it continues to move through this area. And I'll give you another live update when we can, Pete.
Okay, Richard, we appreciate that update. Let's do this. We're back on this. Jason, this is our model data. This is some new information that has just come in. This is the way the radar. It's 10:37, so this is the way the radar works. Let's go to real time right now so folks can see what we have happening at this moment. Then we'll transition. If you turn that lighting off. I mean, that model data really initialized really well. So that's what we have right now. Now let's go to the model data 20 minutes from now. I mean, that's really, really good. That's 11. Now let's go to midnight. And you can see that, I mean, we're still seeing a lot of thunderstorms in the Metroplex. Now let's go to 1 o'clock in the morning. See how everything by 12:30, about 2 hours from now, the Metroplex is going to be under the gun for about 2 hours. Okay, I mean, it'll end sooner up here in the northern half of the Metroplex, of course. And you're still going to have thunderstorms in the Metroplex, but the initial surge of the strongest of strong winds in the Metroplex, once it arrives in your area, it's going to be over with in about 15 minutes. And you can see most of the activity shifting south, strongest of the strong, shifting south of the Metroplex by 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. It's down as far as southern sections of North Texas. That's what you wake up to tomorrow morning. Hopefully no damage at your house. Hopefully you have power overnight. It's going to be a warm, muggy night. Jesse, I forgot to ask, what's your low temperature tonight?
That's a great question. I've been very focused on the thunderstorms, but
68 degrees. Sounds good to me, Cassie. Thank goodness meteorologist Cassie Hyder is here. I'm just here to look pretty. Don't worry. You get into these situations and you're so fixated on what's happening right now. It's oftentimes we have to remind one another to someone do a forecast other than the forecast for the next 6 hours, because we get really hyper focused on that 6 hour time frame, which is what we've been doing all night. So, 68, 70 degrees somewhere. So a little warm, a little muggy tonight. Pretty close to normal for this time of year. We are approaching, now we're heading into the second week of June. But by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, you'll have some rain to the south of the Metroplex, also off to the east. But we're finished with it here in the Metroplex in, about 4 hours or so. So we're going to have some rain around for the next handful of hours, and that's going to be about it. Let's go back to the radar. Let me put a track on this. Even though the winds in some locations are starting to drop, they're starting to weaken, please do not take this too lightly. We still have that PBS severe thunderstorm watch. It's in effect until I think it's 4 o'clock in the morning. So that is still in place until 4. I'm going to show you some cameras in just a moment. Arrival time at the big airport DFW, it is there now. And I'm looking at the camera off screen here, and there is nothing of significance happening right now, at least on that DFW camera. Irving's at 10:43, Heath at 10:45, Dallas at 10:48, Grand Prairie 10:51, Terrell 10:55, Duncanville 10:59, Emory 11:03, Lancaster 11:04, Ferris 11:09, Scurry 11:11, Alba 11:14, Canton 11:19, Garrett 11:23, Ennis 11:25. Let's take that off. Now, let's take a look at all these cameras that we have. Jason, I know that you had lined some of them up right now. This is our Dallas camera. You can see the Union Tower there on the right. That is pointed off to, is that to the west? Is that what we're looking at? Okay, so there's one of our cameras right there. Nothing too out of the ordinary. A little bit of lightning just a moment ago, but that's about it. Now we can go to our back to the weather 49. That will show what's happening here in downtown Dallas. That's again not much happening here. We're a little bit away. We see some lightning, of course. Temps 86, but winds are insignificant at this point at this location. Now the storm hasn't arrived here. Then we go to Fair Park, looking at Dallas, kind of off to the northwest, and I'm seeing lightning, but not much more than that. Again, the storm hasn't arrived in Dallas proper. As we take a look at back, we head north up to UNT. Lightning. The strongest of the storm has moved through Denton right now, but you're still seeing rain. You have a gust there at the airport. Now, the airport is due west, just due west of UNT, a gust of 28 miles an hour. Let's go to the next point. The DBU cameras are really, really lighting up. I was just watching, they were really a lot of vivid lightning there on that DBU camera as we look across the lake. So a lot of heavy rain at that location right now. That's south of downtown Dallas, the lake, of course, Mountain Creek. Just waiting for a little bit more lightning. Let's go to our next, and look at the winds. I mean, out of the south at 5. So again, pretty insignificant right there. Now again, the storm hasn't arrived there yet.
It looks like the wind pick up north of Saginaw and also around Flower Mound. Earlier we were looking at 30 mile an hour wind gusts, and now we're seeing 40 to 45.
Okay. So they are starting to pick back up.
Not
Kind of ebb and flow a little bit. And we also have let's go to the next camera that we have. Which one is it? Variable winds. Okay. And do we have any more to show? We still, the main thing I'm seeing with these cameras is just a lot of light. Weather camera is really good. Another one, Jason? That's okay. I also know that we have, there's our Weatherford camera, just up to 32. A lot of lightning out in Weatherford, Parker County right now. I don't know if we can show. Jason, can we show kind of the box with all the cameras? Is that something we can put on TV? Can't do that. Okay. We have a driving shot right now. Masaki, where did you say that driving shot was? Up in Collin County. This is on 75. Is that northbound? I can't tell.
Today we're going to make a
It doesn't matter. It's on 75. It's in Collin County. possibly Plano. A lot of heavy rain. You're in McKinney. Oh, that's Morgan. Oh, okay. So you're in McKinney heading south. Okay, so Morgan, go ahead and give us an update.
Just went up a little bit. Sure. So as you mentioned earlier, the winds have died down here, so we got the green light from Jesse to start driving. We are heading south on 75, heading down towards Allen. And we're seeing quite a bit of rain coming down, as you can see. We're seeing some lightning. But again, as you said, that wind has died down a bit, making it safe for us to travel on the road. So we're just seeing some sling roadways here. We saw some flooring on the sides of the roads before we got on the highway. And we're just going down, traveling towards Allen to see what it looks like down there. This is 75 southbound.
Okay. Well, you're right in the heaviest of the rain right now in Collin County, southbound out of McKinney, heading down toward Plano right now. That's where we still have a severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect. We do have very heavy rain, a lot of lightning that's rolling through the metroplex. I thought I saw a report earlier. I'm pretty sure it was in Richardson that they were fighting a house fire, most likely caused by lightning. And so not only are we dealing with that right now, but meteorologist Jesse Awila, I know that we were also looking at some very, very heavy rain and maybe a flood warning that had been issued for a couple of locations. Jesse, do you have an update on that as we look at Morgan's camera southbound on 75, leaving McKinney heading toward Plano?
I do. She's actually in the middle of the flash flood warn area. So it's essentially central Denton County, including Denton, and then all the way through most of Collin County under flash flood warning. Again, Robbie, who lives in Hickory Creek, was sending me some of the updates on his weather gauge there. The rain gauge is reporting about 2.5 to 3 inches an hour of rainfall. So that's really impressive. So extremely heavy rain falling in the area. So you're looking at 2.5 to 3 inches an hour rainfall rate. It does. I mean, it's still coming down pretty heavy there in Denton and Collin County. So in that flash flood warning, if we could actually we'll take on this shot here. So the flash flood warning till 2:30 in the morning for Denton, Louisville, Frisco, Little Elm, McKinney, Farmersville, and Plano. A lot of very heavy rain. It's it's good to see that the winds so far have been somewhat tame, especially in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. They've really maintained some severe winds. So see that. I just got a text from my wife, and she said the winds have really picked up now. Really? Backside indications. I'm looking at a radar camera. I can see that as well. So that would be. Quadrant of Dallas County, you can certainly be seeing some slightly stronger winds at this moment too. Let's go back to the reflectivity. I want to put another storm track on this as we take a look at the reflectivity and watch everything as it rolls through Dallas County. There's that flood warning that Jesse mentioned just a moment ago. Here's our severe thunderstorm warn box. That does include this part of Tarrant, all of 100% of Dallas County, 100% of Rockwall County, the northern half, maybe the northern 2/3 of Kaufman under that warning as well. Here it is. And again, the forward speed's 50 to 55 miles an hour, so that in and of itself has some really strong winds. Bedford is there now for you, in Irving at 10:49, Dallas at 10:54. And Dallas 10:54, 10:56, Mesquite, Arlington 10:59, Terrell 11:01, Duncanville 11:04, Cedar Hill 11:09, same thing for even Lancaster, Ferris 11:14, Midlothian 11:17, Becker 11:20, Canton 11:23, Waxahachie 11:24, Garrett 11:28.
Teresa Woodard is with us now in the studio. Teresa, what are you hearing? Any reports? I mean, I think we had a house fire in Richardson. I know sirens have been sounded all across North Texas. You hearing anything from Encore?
Yeah.
Any damage? Any update you can give us there from the news desk?
Yeah, I want to see if we can maybe, I believe we have the Encore outage map that we can potentially bring up. And once we do that, I'll talk you through some numbers that I've been really closely watching. Okay, so this is a live look at the Encore map right now. Clearly, you can see where the storms are. All of those little bubbles, if you've ever looked at this before, you know that's where they have outages. But I want you to look on the left corner of your screen. That shows the thousands of affected customers. So right now, 35,506 currently. But let me just tell you that at 10:24, I took a note. I looked at this map and we were at 24,000. And so that would be, 25 minutes or so ago, we had 11,000 fewer customers who were affected by outages. So that goes to show as these storms are rolling through more populated areas, and as wind picks up in some of these areas, we see more and more power outages. I also am keeping track of a map that tracks power outages across the state of Texas, and I've been watching those numbers go up as well. I mentioned this earlier, but before the newscast, maybe around 7, 8 o'clock at night, we were seeing some power outages in the panhandle of Texas. Now we're starting to see some of the counties light up, indicating that they have power outages along the Red River, and we're starting to see that creep down a little closer to north central Texas. So that live look at Encore is really kind of nice right now because you can see just how wide the impact is. But I really do want to say, as of right now, we're not hearing about damage widespread. I've heard of some damage in some of the very rural areas, out, closer towards Lubbock and Abilene and things like that. There were some towns that did have some damage when the storms rolled through there. But Pete, as of right now, we're not seeing widespread damage. We're not seeing tree limbs down, and we're not seeing, too much going on. But we are seeing these power outages. And frankly, we've all been through power outages that lasted for a really long time. And so fingers crossed that this is not one of those scenarios, that they are able to make these repairs and get people back online before too long, because that is no fun, Pete, when we were without power for days and days on end. I don't think we are in
stuff that we don't want to see, that we're not seeing. Now let's remember that color. Now let's go back up here. That's a question. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Just perspective here. See that? We didn't have anything even close to what I just showed you out by Abilene. So this is definitely a positive sign. Meteorologist Jesse Wheeler, meteorologist Cassie Hyder. What's your guys' take on this? Tell me that I'm wrong. Please feel free. But it looks, I mean, they're weakening. The severe threat's not over, but they're definitely weakening. I'm still concerned about storms, though. That that are the east of the Metroplex, but at least the activity in the Metroplex has toned down just a little. Yeah. No, as much as I would love to tell you you're wrong, I do agree with you. Yeah, the thunderstorms really, as they've gone farther to the south, we look at that storm strength tool, and we can see how those have kind of come down in intensity across the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And the more intense thunderstorms, if we can, know less. I mean, if we can show the folks near Weatherford, we're watching you too in Weatherford. I know we have a lot of folks that watch in Weatherford. I would say that is a more intense thunderstorm right now. In fact, if we put on our velocity tool, we show folks the winds there real quick. Meteorologist Cassie Hyder and myself and Jason have been watching the storm too. So if you look at the winds there, this is, like you said, the severe threat's not over by any means. But if we take a look at our weather, hey, they're turning the sirens on right now in Weatherford. Okay. For winds of 70 plus. Yeah. We have our. We've been watching that on the radar. It's getting really close to Weatherford, so we can actually watch. So we have the camera up here. We can watch. We have tower cams all across North Texas, so we're watching our Weatherford tower cam right now. Jason, do we face that one? Hey, let's Masaki put on the go to weather 49. I want folks to see this because we've got the wind gust sign right now. Yeah, there it is. So we've got a 69 mile an hour wind gust. So yeah, we have. That's why the sirens are activated right now in Weatherford. I mean, those are destructive winds. They are. So we're why that's. Bigfoot gets big air and just barely wins by a toe. Bigfoot, how did you avoid the slime pit? It's all about the footwork outside the background of the win race. Bigfoot barely sidestepped the slime pit and slides backwards through the finish line in style. Go big, go Hot Wheels. That subject flew out of this world for the win. Monster truck silent and launch across the giant foggy slime pit. Whoever survives the jump and crosses the finish line first wins. Who will trudge through the sludge to take home the coveted Hot Wheels Titan Cup? Let's go. That goes Abysmal. Go big, go Hot Wheels. Oh, yeah, wowzers. Trucks get huge air up the slime pit. And Psycho Giant wins the race. Abyss Ball avoided the slime and the finish line. Es que hace momentos tapa las cabras publicó lo siguiente en sus redes sociales. Los Ángeles es mi hogar, al igual que muchos americanos. Trump que busca crear pánico y división. Esta administración no está defendiendo la seguridad pública. Lo que están haciendo es crear miedo. Y es que lo que tienen miedo a una comunidad exigiendo el debido proceso. Las protestas son una herramienta poderosa, esenciales para luchar por la justicia. Como ha dicho la policía, el alcalde, el gobernador, Hot water goes marking up the right train and takes the race. Tiger Shark was rearing his teeth and even bounced off the slide. But Hot Wild climbed up the finish line. Hot Wheels Racing #1. Go big, go Hot Wheels. Bigfoot gets big air and just barely wins by a toe. Bigfoot, how did you avoid the slime pit? It's all about the footwork, I'll tell you. I had to brag pedal to win the race. Bigfoot barely sidestepped the slime pit and slides backwards through the finish line in style. Invader. Test subjects. Go big, go Hot Wheels. Test subject flew out of this world for the win. Both trucks took a big bounce off the slime. The test subject gets testy and tumbles through the finish line into the quarterfinals. Skeleton Crew. Logo Punk. Go big, go Hot Wheels. Oh, Skeleton Crew gets Skeleton Crushed, and Loco Punk wins. It was full steam ahead for Loco Punk, and he stays on the tracks to the next round.
What's this?
Go big, go Hot Wheels. Roger Dodger can't dodge the slime pit. Now that's what I call airmail. Daring delivery soars through the sky and wins it. Psychedelic stumbles his way to victory. Motosaurus roars down the ramp. His spikes get stuck in the slime, and Psychedelic moves on. Whoa, Bigfoot takes a race and Hot Water goes to the slime pit. Yeah. This left it. Who is loco buck off the rails? Test subject's finish was right on the nose. Looks like loco just didn't have enough speed coming off the ramp, so instead of clearing the jump, he ran out of steam and took a dip in the slide. Dairy Delivery posts another victory. That one bag goal gets one bag jump off the ramp and flies wide of the finish line. Bigfoot stomps out another victory. The Slappin' swallows psychedelic. Bigfoot moves on to the championship. Who will he face? Dairy Delivery. And Dairy Delivery is moving on to the championship. You sure delivered it out there today. Oh, how'd you do it?
Yeah, I really wanted to send a message. That subject, yeah, you look good on paper, but I shipped it back to the lab and got the win.
It's championship time. Let's go. Bigfoot versus Dairy Delivery. This is for the tiny guy. The ball difference. These races may have a hard time seeing the finish line. Dairy Delivery. Bigfoot with a little off balance at the start. Bubbling and stumbling towards the finish line to find his footing for the win. And Dairy Delivery leads a huge victory. Big claims one final drop. Bigfoot, wrap up today. What's going on? 12 Hot Wheels cars? What's the time of the slide? Oh, wow. That's gonna be a tough lineup. Get out of here. 6 monster trucks at once. 3 trucks decided to take a slide back instead of racing. That is so sloppy. Now that's what I call a sticky situation. Look, from rumbles through the finish to mega trucks. These big wheels look like a splash. Oh no, Jigger gets snagged up in the slide. And Tiger Shark squeaks through for a clean finish. Well, that's all we have for today, folks. Keep watching for even more intelligence here on the Tournament Hot. Rules are simple. You lose, you live. Ready? Let's go.
You know, thanks.
The governor says officials are still trying to assess the full scope of the disaster. It was a really vicious storm when you take a look at the some of the video.
Around here, it's not a patio. It's a patio. Oh, I love this chair.
Thanks a ton for that. Stay out of the lightning, buddy, with that umbrella. I know you're in a safe place. Let's go back to that one. Yep, it's really, really rolling weather here right now. I mean, we have winds. Now, this is at, I looked, that's at the Mineral Wells County. Okay. We're also trying to right now, so that's on the backside of the storm. We're trying to get some information right now. This is really rolling weather right now. This is set early right now. Set out outdoor warning signs. Terry County, southwestern Terry County, outdoor warning sirens as well. And that's the appropriate time. We have winds that are strong. We have tornado warning, of course. Strong winds. We'll go back to the radar. Ask if you guys have any information you want to hear. Moment, I want Jason to put the track on this storm, the leading edge of that this moment. Whether that's weather college, south of that town, put a track on that off to the east of about 50 miles, 5 miles an hour. How fast it was. Weather system right now, that is a little over the moment. Toledo 11:21, Iona 11:24, Godley 11:25, Silver 11:24, Woodbrook 11:21, southwest. Five, force, forwards 11. Let's go to our forward. Man, it's really coming down all these walls. Let's go to our forward camera. You guys can control and put that up real fast. Get a little bit of light. That's our forward. Yeah, it really, what's that, Jesse? It's really downtown Dallas. I'll tell you what, yeah, let's have Jason put up. Let's go back. One more shot here right now. Whichever one you have. Oh my God. Step right up. That's downtown. That's part of Dallas. Calm down. Well, let's go back to that. At the Palo Pinto County Fire Marshal on the phone, tell us, and I Chad Johnson, Chad, get updates on what you can see in Palo Pinto County. I saw some problems there. Oh, well, what else? Yeah, sorry, Chad Jordan, AORBA. So it's raining here. It's let up a whole lot. It's raining a little bit. We definitely have to power on about power line up around the storm came in and wow, so if you look at our double hi, it's nice and quiet outside. Boston County, believe it, 5 miles. Back then, Warner Springs and Glen Rose. Dallas, Fort Worth area, Fort Worth, Arlington, Denton, Plano, up to Kermit, Midnight. Right now, then we go back for a one. And we can have the wind gust right now.
My phone's dead. You're charging me? Yeah. You gonna watch that one?
Sunday, May 25th, 2025. And now the big, ladies and gentlemen, because in this area people like good things, and to reopen it has to be something surprising, something that this time for the first time Superstar Bowling in a powerful mono Amani, the most impressive ranches in the Caribbean. Hey Ranchero arrived, a Papalazo and ride, 5 bulls on each side. The Satanico de San Lorenzo of Dog Canva, ladies and gentlemen, seems to be the star bull of the impressive featherweight. For the first time to thrill the bull ring of everyone, El Palo Dulce, Rancho Viejo, municipality of Apaseo El Grande, the chilling and powerful featherweight of the Satanico de San Lorenzo. It will be incredible to see him in that bull ring. The featherweight of the bull ring, gentlemen. Also, the envious one, the Indian, the coyote, and his bull, the Punisher, and in a pitched battle with 5 other bulls, making that ring shape, El Paraíso cattle ranch appears. The fast bulls of the Furipeo gave the front to their powerful kid, and the impressive and very fast kid of the fast bulls of the Furipeo. The kid is one of the favorites. Also, the heartthrob, the fascinating Black Pearl, the warrior and his bull, the Golden Pearl. On Sunday, May 25th, in the bull ring of all the Palo Dulce, Rancho Viejo, municipality of Apaseo. Gentlemen, that in this world women can do it too. They also have the power to generate big things. And talking about big things means having your balls on and putting on a show of the kind you don't see every day. That whole area right now is about power. So there's a lot of locations right now that don't have power. Parts of Dallas. Check for updates, but in addition to that, boy, if they went to building right here, on top of this awning right here. I mean, the storm is really moving through this area. Again, these are some of the strongest winds we've seen all night out here, Pete. We're going to stay in this area and work this area, make sure there's no damage as this storm continues to move through. Whenever this is just off of I-35.
Dicen que todos los latinos somos iguales.
Yo.
Yo me voy a ir a aquella camilla porque me cala aquí mucho la luz del teléfono, esos.
Déjala cambio la luz, no. What's happening to the paper?
Huh?
Nothing. Yeah, unfortunately, I was train. New Tuesday.